Willie D Live.
We're going to put religion on there, put this white Jesus up there, because we got to keep that white image, and we're going to be these divine gods. They're going to be all white. So now we got you brainwashed with church, because first of all, with slaves, church was serious. That was like a shelter. Blacks would go to church. That would be that Sunday to praise and, you know what I mean, and be together. And so you got church, you got pitting each other against each other. You got colorism. You got hierarchies during the slave time. You got rape and pillaging and brainwashing of black men and black women and fear of what will happen to you if you try to run away. All of that, yeah, you're gonna hate each other. Why do you think in this business? And I'm calling it out, Willie. I'm calling it out. Black comedians are some of the worst motherfuckers when it comes to sticking together. That's a fact. I'm not talking about every black comedian. There's some black comedians that do help. They have their little pockets, but we stink. The white boys, I'm keeping it 100. These motherfuckers will do anything to do better than us. They will all go on each other's podcasts. If you haven't noticed that shit, look at Rogan. Man, you know how many motherfuckers I know, white dudes that be on on his podcast? Some of them don't even be that great.
But Rogan put everybody on, though.
He puts...
He don't discriminate.
I didn't say he discriminates, but his majority of guys that is on...
That's true. The majority...
Unless you're a really famous black dude that he's a fan of.
Yeah.
But other than that, Rogan... And I'm complimenting him.
But I've also seen some not so famous black comedians on his show.
Which is good. I saw Ali Sadiq, which I was happy he was on there. Ali deserves that shit.
Yeah.
But majority of his guys are white dudes but after they get to Rogan, their numbers go up, they're selling out shows. That's the way you fucking do that shit.
Right.
That's the way you do it. That's why I ask guys, you want to come on my podcast? I'm not Rogan numbers, but if I were ever to be I would love to be able to king motherfuckers. Oh, hey man, I got on Godfrey's show. I'm selling out show. Who doesn't want to do that? Yeah, but a lot of us are very like, I don't want him to have anything. Or we'll be in a room and someone brings up a name and you shit on them in that room because you're a fucking mini gatekeeper. This shit happens, and I know about it because people tell me. I know people in these rooms. I'm not calling any names because that would be foolish because nobody's here to defend themselves, but it's the truth. All this talent we got, and we barely help each other, and anytime we do get in the public, we're dogging each other. Like, oh, this nigga, he ain't. That's all we're good for? White boys they never do that shit. And we go, now, how is this white dude getting all this? I go, let me tell you why. Because he helps his friend, they help that friend, they all right. And listen, don't worry, I'm not ignoring the fact that of course they're white, they're gonna give whatever the fuck they want. You can be average and white and get a lot of shit. They run it, I get it. But the one thing that never fails is unity, man. Nothing ever fails when you have support. Regardless of when you have support, that's how the black circuit started. Back in the day, in the early 1900s, the Toba circuit with Pygmy Mark and Red Fox, LaWanda Page, and all those great comics, they got together and formed their own shit and started working. That's where black comedy came from. So it's not impossible for us, but it's just the scarcity because they planned it that way. You know, they'll let one black person be famous, give them everything. So now they got all us being mad at this one particular person. Now we're mad at this person because they're doing so well and they only give us scraps. So we're all fighting for one spot. White dudes got 70 spots to fight for. You know, I'm just being 100% right now. Black women barely get anything in the comedy game. And there's a lot of funny motherfuckers. A Yamanika Saunders, a Marina Franklin's funny as hell. You know, you got Zainab Johnson, another funny, intelligent, pretty woman who's amazing at comedy. You got Chloe Hill. You got Hilliard. You got a lot of wonderful black women that are fucking funny.
You can't leave out Cheryl Underwood.
I mean, Underwood, but Underwood's...
She's on a different level.
But Underwood is killing it because she's been on a TV show, thank goodness. And that's
before that.
But yeah,
Cheryl was killing it.
But I'm glad she's on a powerful. But I think that somebody in a position like that should have like a show where you're exposing other younger black girl comedians and stuff like that. I think we should all try to do that. I take pride in doing that shit. I love that shit. You know, and I'm a type of... Go ahead.
No, you finish your point.
No.
But here's the thing, like, and I absolutely agree with everything that you said.
Yeah.
What I try to reconcile is, how do you reconcile, like, having that type of mindset that you have and being so acutely aware of everything that's going on in comedy, in those circles, and how you have those comedians, some comedians who are at the top who don't bring anybody along, you know, with doing an impression, a spot-on impression of one of those top comedians who don't bring nobody along. At least I ain't never seen him. Maybe he have, but, you know, that dude that you be talking, doing the impression of, I ain't never seen that dude bring nobody along. No, at least put somebody up on a major pedestal. I ain't really seen that.
Who you talking
about? Steve Harvey. Steve Harvey. Can you name a comedian that he put on that's way up? I'm not talking about that. You know, he give a little action to. I'm talking about somebody who blowing the doors off the arenas.
I don't.
Is there somebody out there?
I haven't seen it,
and he's been winning for a long time.
I don't, and it's not my place to. Like, oh, you ain't, I don't know, man. He might be one of those guys that goes, hey, I earned my shit.
Let me do it like this. Let me put it like this. Let me just ask Steve directly.
Okay.
You know, like, man, why you ain't put nobody on, man, as far as like blowing up? With all of that action you got. I'm talking about, you always talking about money, and you talking about how big you are, how many shows you got, and all that kind of stuff. You can really, really do a lot for other comedians. How come you ain't really just put nobody on that's out there doing arenas and stadiums and stuff?
Because I don't like nobody. I'm going to tell you this right now. God has blessed me, okay? I used to live in my car, okay? I didn't have shit, okay? I didn't have a goddamn thing. I used to eat out the garbage, okay? Make sandwiches out the garbage. It's because I don't like nobody. I don't give a damn about nobody. I care about my money. I don't care. I feel they going to take that shit from me. I'm just saying, you want me to help somebody.